We're here to talk about a sacred practice, a simple breath that can fundamentally change your life. You have been taught that compassion is something that you give to others, but the deepest, most transformative compassion must begin with you. This practice is called the compassion breath, and it is a tool to end the relentless cycle of self criticism and finally unlock true heart centered empathy. This isn't just a technique, it is a profound shift in how you relate to your own being. We will explore how this breath transmutes self judgment into self love, creating a sacred space within you. And this space is the only place where true empathy for others can ever be born. Let's begin by looking at the source of so much of our suffering. The source of so much of our pain is the voice that lives inside our head. You are your own harshest judge, and this relentless criticism is destroying your peace. This inner critic is a survival mechanism, but it has most certainly overstayed its welcome. It tells you that you are never good enough, so that you can never truly rest. It keeps you isolated because you are too busy judging yourself to connect authentically with others. And ultimately, it prevents you from loving yourself because you believe that you don't deserve it. The constant self attack creates a deep energetic wound, and this wound creates a gap between you and the world. And this self judgment creates actually what we call the empathy gap. When you cannot be compassionate with yourself, you cannot truly be compassionate with others. Think about it. You judge others because you are constantly judging yourself. You cannot hold space for their pain because you refuse to hold space for your own. Instead of offering presence, you offer advice because that is what you do to yourself. You try to fix yourself instead of simply being with yourself. True empathy is not a skill that you learn. It is a state of being that begins with the breath and begins with self acceptance. We must close this gap. And the compassion breath is a sacred practice that transmutes this self judgment into self love. It is a simple yet very powerful tool. First, it softens the inner critic by breathing warmth into the parts of yourself you judge most harshly. This dissolves the harshness and gives you a sense of peace. Second, it activates your heart center. The breath opens your heart, allowing you to feel love for yourself and for all beings. And finally, it creates energetic coherence. When your breath, heart, and mind align, you enter a state of compassion that radiates outward naturally. This is not just thinking positively. This is a real somatic shift that happens in your body and your energy field. This shift allows compassion to flow in two vital directions. Because compassion is not a one-way street. It flows inward and it flows outward. Most people believe that compassion is only for others, but it must always start with you. Inward compassion or self-compassion is the radical acceptance that you are worthy of love exactly as you are right now. Outward compassion or true empathy is the ability to see and feel another person's truth and let them know they are not alone. This is the sacred truth. You cannot genuinely give outward what you do not first cultivate inward. The compassion breath helps you to cultivate this inner reservoir so that you can share it freely. Now, we've talked a bit about the inner critic and the empathy gap. So let's close that gap with a simple, powerful technique. This is a short practice that you can use anytime the inner critic starts to whisper. It's designed to be a daily ritual to rewire your brain for self-kindness. The practice has three stages: awareness, the inward breath, and the outward breath. Remember the flow. We always start with the self, then we extend outward. You cannot pour from an empty cup, so we must first fill ourselves with compassion. This simple shift from self judgment to self compassion is the most sacred work that you will ever do. So let's walk through the first step of this practice together. And step one is to locate the self judgment in your body, to simply become aware. You cannot heal what you cannot feel. So we must locate the pain. Now sit quietly, close your eyes, place one hand over your heart. This is a gesture of tenderness, a signal to your body that you are safe. Now ask yourself, where am I holding judgment against myself right now? Where am I holding judgment against myself right now? Where am I holding judgment against myself right now? Don't think about it. Feel it. Is it a knot in your stomach? A tightness in your chest? A tension in your jaw or your shoulders, your back? Once you locate that sensation, name the judgment. Is it, I failed? Or I'm not good enough? By locating and naming the judgment, you stop fighting it, stop ignoring it, stop being in a point of battle and resistance with it, and instead, you start working with it. This awareness is the gentle opening that we need for the next step. Because step two is to breathe compassion into the part of you that hurts. So now that you've located the pain, we move to step two, the inward breath. This is where the healing begins. As you inhale, imagine that you are breathing in a warm, golden light, the light of pure, unconditional compassion. Direct that breath, that golden, vibrant, nurturing light, and see it moving right to the place in your body where you felt the judgment. And as the light reaches there, let it soften the tightness, release the tension, bring ease to the pain. And as you hold the breath, silently speak the truth that your soul knows. I am worthy of love. I am enough. I forgive myself. Then, as you exhale slowly, just let that judgment go. You don't have to keep it. Just let it go. Let it dissolve into the golden light. You are actively choosing kindness over criticism. Once you have filled your own cup, you are then ready to share that abundance with the world. And we move to step three, to extend compassion outward to another person or indeed all beings. And the final step is the outward breath, completing the flow of compassion. Now that you are full, you extend that feeling outward to wherever you would like to direct it. Perhaps bring to mind somebody who is suffering, or perhaps somebody you have a difficult relationship with. It doesn't matter who, just somebody who you would like to share some compassion and love and acceptance with. And as you bring them to mind, inhale that same golden light of compassion. And as you inhale, feel that light entering you. And as you exhale, imagine that you are sending that breath, that light, that delicious golden light directly to them. Visualize it wrapping around them like a warm blanket. Silently speak the blessing as you see this vision. The blessing is, may you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. Breathe in again, bringing that delicious golden light in. And as you exhale, once again, see that golden light enveloping them, wrapping around them, nurturing them, and repeat again. May you be free from suffering and may you be at peace. This step is crucial because it reminds us that we are all connected in our humanity and our suffering. This is just a 5-minute ritual, but this short ritual is your commitment to self love and world love. And it's a practice you can easily weave into your daily life. So we've moved now from the practice itself to how we weave it into the fabric of our lives. You know, the pain of the inner critic, it is relentless and it steals your joy. And this simple, sacred ritual is your gentle weapon against that voice. Every morning, before the world rushes in, you commit just 5 minutes. You sit in silence, you locate the judgment, and you breathe compassion inward, then outward. That is the foundation. But the real magic happens throughout the day. When that familiar, harsh voice arises, you pause. You place your hand on your heart and you take 3 compassion breaths. You are teaching your nervous system a new way to respond to pain. This is the compound effect of self love. Over the next 30 days, that inner critic will quiet down and compassion will become your default setting. So, what does this consistent practice actually change? Well, when you commit to this daily ritual, you are not just managing a problem, you are initiating a profound transformation. In the first week, you will notice a softening. You'll catch yourself being kinder, choosing empathy over self flagellation. By week 2, this shift extends outward. You become more present with others, listening more deeply because you are no longer fighting an internal battle. By week 3, the self judgment arises less and less, and when it does, you have the inner resources to dissolve it gently. By week 4, compassion is simply your state of being. You feel connected, whole, deeply present. And remember this truth: compassion is not something you do, it is something that you become. And this becoming has a ripple effect far beyond your own heart. And this brings us to the heart of the matter, the ultimate truth of this practice. Your inner world and the outer world are not separate. The kindness that you cultivate for yourself is the kindness that you automatically extend to everyone you meet. When you are full, you can give freely. When you are compassionate with your own pain, you can hold the pain of the world without collapsing. So your next step is simple but profound. Commit to the 5-day compassion breath tomorrow morning. Commit to the 30-day ritual. This is not just a practice, it is a promise to yourself and a gift to the world. Thank you.